Man.
Yeah, but that's why I got like hair
wild.
ties on my wrist, just so I can like fiddle with them all the time. I used to get in trouble for it at school.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have those. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be like tapping my fingers on the table and doing stuff, or just not doing the thing.
I identify with that right now. I mean, I wear this ring and I fiddle with it all the time now because it's on me. I don't know if I had, or I mean, even if I went to see someone, I don't know if they'd diagnose me.
Yeah.
I think it's more like I don't know, I've just got energy to burn.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of nervous energy, and it helps to, and I'm sure you might be hearing yourself in this, but it helps me to expel some of that nervous energy so I feel less nervous internally.
Yeah. It's literally just like I'm moving all the time, eh? Like my feet are going under the table, just twiddling my toes.
Yeah.
It's just like always moving, always need to have some sort of stimulation.
Is it a nervous energy or is it just a need to move?
Just energy.
Yeah.
So
See, that'd probably be the key distinction.
Which I try really hard to sit still sometimes, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you are on a swivel chair, so if you feel the need to,
Yeah, I'm just going to be spinning around.
rack a couple of 360s. It'll come through nicely on the mics as well.
Good. We need
It'll
a
be
visual component. So. And for the audios, Sam is spinning now. For the listeners,
I know I listened to a podcast on Rogan the other day, and he's got like this red button that you can press if you need a cough. So maybe we can have a red button when you need to, like, I don't know.
Spin.
Yeah, spin. Sam's red spin
the other
button.
podcast I did, we just lifted the microphone up and then cough.
And then did burpees.
Yeah.
Yeah, sick. I love it. I was going to go back to being a 14-year-old kid. Did you imagine that you'd be where you are now as a 14-year-old? Because, I mean, so I do teaching as well as another job, and I'm very realistic about my expectations. Not to say this kid is worthless, but it's you're realistic in the sense that some kids, that school's not meant for them, and that's totally fine.
It's just the system.
School is meant to get you into university to get a degree, and I actually think you're far better off trying to be real with those kids in terms of you listen to what they actually want to do, and as a realist and as an honest person, you go, man, like, this school business probably isn't for you, and that's fine.
There's something on that. So I went to a private school from year 3, so when I was 8, right up until year 12. I think when I was in year 3 or 4, my mum was like to my dad, like, get him out of the school. You're going to waste your money.
Really?
And it's like, yeah, private schools are like 35 grand a year. So that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
For some people. And yeah, my mum was like, there's no point him being at the school. Like, what are you doing? They stuck with it. I stuck with it. I didn't really have a choice. But like, yeah, I agree. There was really no point in me being there because I haven't gone to uni. I haven't done any of that. I haven't used my ATAR at all. I didn't even care about an ATAR.
Yeah.
And I don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to go back to the question, at 14, like, I'm seeing this as a teacher now. I'm like looking at a 14-year-old going, man, like, you will probably look back on this whole school experience and say it was pointless. What was your kind of impression at the time? Are you kind of having those thoughts? You're like, man, this is fucking pointless. Or were you kind of like, I'll grind it out. Like, you know, I'll go through the system. Or did you have these kind of like, I'm going to become a lawyer, or I don't know. What was your sort of mindset
I don't really
as a
remember
14-year-old?
when I was younger, what I wanted to do. But what I found from going to a private school a private school is the sport. That was the thing that was really good for me. So having a really good sports program, I was into the rugby. Started playing rugby when I was in year 8, so I was like 13, 14, and then started training at the school gym at that time as well. Not like seriously just going to like fuck around at all.
Just trying not to be small.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you failed miserably, by the way. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
I know. Dude, when I finished school,
So did I, so it's all
I
good.
was 53 kilos when I finished school at 18 years old. Since then, I've put on about 20 kilos.
You've put on...
It goes up and down.
You put on 50% of your body weight.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's legit, dude.
Yeah, it's like 70, 72 now.
Were you sponsored by Fruit Loops at the time, or is that something that's come later?
No, I was having like 1,500 calorie shakes a day. So yeah, we can go into all of it later. But the school sport was really what I was there for, I
Yeah,
guess, or stuck with it is what kept me going.
Yeah. And was it the school sport that kind of inspired this route of going into training?
No.
Okay.
No. So when I finished school, I had early entry into a hospitality college.
Uh-huh.
I took a year off and just was working. My first job after school was going back as a rugby coach.
Sick.
Yeah, so that was cool. And then I was also doing some other coaching jobs with like kids gymnastics. And then I went to another school and started coaching just as like a sport coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing like basketball, volleyball, touch, others.
Yeah.
And then I also had a bar job, as 18-year-olds generally
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
Following year, I went to that hospitality college for a day. They told me I had to wear like a uniform, like a blazer and a tie, and I got up and left. And then I was thinking, like, what is the most, or like, what is something that I would want to do? So I decided to become a zookeeper, which you don't know about either.
Nice.
So I was doing zookeeping for 2 years as well,
Nice. I suppose
which is a pretty hectic jump.
group training is a bit like zookeeping at times.
Yeah, it's just handing a bunch of fucking animals and trying to get them to do what they don't want to do.
Oh, wow. What a wild trajectory.
Yeah,
You
so
kind
I'm
of
like-
stumbled into it, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, as a kid, I was always interested in animals and stuff. And
I mean the
of
training
course-
thing.
oh,
Like
yeah.
going from that to that to that, and you're like, oh, I'm a personal trainer now.
Yeah, like I had, I mean, I'm not going to say careers, but 3 different, like, pathways
Yeah,
of
that
a
you could have
job
gone.
that I could have gone down
Yeah.
at different times. And, like, while I was doing the zookeeping, I was still training at the gym I was at.
Mm-hmm.
I was still doing all those casual coaching jobs. And then I finished that study and the contract at the zoo ended. And then I was just at the gym and I asked the owner, who's also my coach, just like, how do I go about coaching here? Because I was still enjoying all the coaching and all the training stuff. And he was like, do this, this, and this. I was like, all right, let's do it.
Was that Accelerate?
Yeah.
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 So the sort of first gym you were a big part of was the gym that you ended up coaching at.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So other than that, I was training at school.
Yeah.
I did like the Anytime Fitness for a year, like that year that I was off studying. And then I didn't really go that much because I was so used to group training from playing rugby and training with those boys at the gym at school that I didn't really go by myself a lot or have a program to follow. And then I ran into a mate at a music festival and he was jacked. And I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, CrossFit, man. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What is this beautiful thing? And then as soon as I got home, I was like, CrossFit Gym Roselle,
Yeah.
which is where I was living at the time.
Yeah.
And that was the first one
Yeah,
that came
next
up.
door Accelerate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a 5-minute walk away. And I was like, that's the one.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So it's always like this, you know, one thing happens, it's like, I want to do that. And you sort of just like fall into it, I guess.
So you've been coaching now for how long? Like including all those school jobs? Because you said you were...
When did I finish? 2017, so from 2018. So 18, 19, 5, 6 years?
Yeah, I think 2018 is when I started coaching as well.
Yeah.
I started coaching... I would have been in uni at the time, and my brother was dating this trainer from a gym in Padstow, and she knew I was teaching as my uni degree, and she said, hey, we need a trainer to go into schools and like run some group sessions there. She's like, can you do it? I'm like, sure. I was doing CrossFit at the time, and I was like getting kind of interested in the movement sort of stuff, meaning like, how do I get better at X movement and Y movement?
Yeah.
And when you apply that mindset, I think it's a natural extension that you do maybe stumble into coaching, whether it's coaching yourself or whether it's coaching other people. Anyway, she knew I was kind of interested and I was interested, and that's where I kind of started in 2018 at this gym in Padstow, and then it progressed into, you know, kids and teens classes and then adult classes. In that sense, what do you... The better question is, do you think that the stuff in the schools and all that other coaching gave you some really good background to draw on when you are doing groups of adults in CrossFit?
Yeah, like coaching adults is the same as coaching kids. Everyone just wants to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
The funny part about me going back to school and coaching rugby was that I was coaching people that I had like played with the year after or the year before, sorry. Some of the time, other ones were like year 7, year 8. So it was like when I was doing the year 11s and 12s, it was like hanging out with your mates again. So it was just pretty chill, but they like knew they were listening and like respecting me, which was good too.
Yeah.
And then the younger ones, it was just like, all right, you don't really know who I am, but like, you know, they're kids. They have this need to not listen to authority most of the time. So you have to know what you're doing and make it fun, which is the same as what you want to do here. Yeah. So let's do the other day. You only need to know 1% more than the person you're coaching. Yeah. That applies to like kids and adults. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, now that you say it, I mean, 2018 was when I started coaching like fitness stuff. Yeah. But before that, I was doing like learn to swim and tennis coaching, and it definitely helped. And at the same time, you know, like there's a massive variety when you're in the pool and you're coaching learn to swim and kids are like literally jumping on top of each other because they're so fired up to be in the water. And then I think when I found group coaching and fitness, particularly with adults, what I really enjoyed was the fact that I could converse with them and have a mature conversation. That's one of the things that I like most about coaching adults.
Yeah, for
relative to kids.
A lot of the time when I was onboarding new clients at the gym, everyone would think I was way older than I am, like late 20s, mid 20s, like 27, 28. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm like 22, 23. And like, what the fuck? Like, I could be your parent. I'm like, yeah, but we're still having this great conversation and like you're learning so much from this as well. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter what age you are.
Yeah, well, I was listening to this podcast this morning actually, and it was a bunch of kind of seasoned coaches and guys that I respect a lot. But one of the guys was saying that he's a bit ageist in terms of his hiring process now. Yeah. He biases someone who's a little bit older because there's generally a little bit more life experience and ability to empathize. Mm-hmm. What you just said then was like, you're a 22-year-old kid relating to a 42-year-old guy with, you know,
gone through a divorce.
You know what I mean?
Go to the gym.
That's a skill, and I think that's a rarity with a young coach particularly. Where do you think that ability comes from? You probably had to learn
Years of therapy.
Really?
Yeah, I was at the school therapist for ages.
Damn.
Like 8-10 years. So I guess having conversation from a young age with someone that's much older, you learn a lot of skills from that.
That's a very good answer. That's a very good answer.
Therapy, bro.
Yeah. Wow, that's a great answer. That's a really great answer. I thought you were going to give me some spiel about, I don't know, you read it in a book or anything, but I suppose therapy will do it as well.
First-hand experience, yeah.
Yeah, right. Mate, as I said, I'm very surprised by your backstory.
Yeah,
because I wouldn't know it without asking you. I would assume by looking at you, like you're a young kid. When I say young, relatively, right? Yeah. Young, you know, like you like to train. You know, you went to a private. Like these are all the surface details I know about you.
I didn't know private school.
Yeah, I didn't know you were drinking alcohol at 14. I didn't know you had ADHD. I didn't know that you were a zookeeper. But these are all really important things, and it makes sense why you're in the positions that you are now. Like you talked to me last week about having aspirations of managing people. And if you were just like another 22-year-old, not that you're 22, but just another young kid who's like, yeah, man, I want to manage people, but it's like they didn't have the breadth of experience to draw from like you do, I'd kind of be like, whatever, bro. Yeah. Like go and get some reps kind of thing. Not that I'm the guy that's calling the shots, but there's a lack of believability.
Yeah, but you would hire someone that knows a bit more about what they're doing.
Yeah, man.
Which makes sense. Yeah.
Well, it does make sense. Even seeing you coach today, I was like, this is cool. Like,
yeah, you enjoyed that?
I did enjoy that. I think one of the other coaches talk about how you kind of you command a room, and you kind of like, it's very obvious to me that there's a distinct change in your personality from like Sam hanging out with the coaches, having a chat, training, versus like Sam's leading a session. Yeah. And as I said, it's it's to me, it's the mark of someone who's done a lot of coaching.
Yeah.
And it now makes sense because of the coaching that you've done, but also because of, you know, the background that you've had.
Yeah. The two guys that were my mentors, you know, Sean and Matt.
Yeah.
They're like taught me everything about training at a gym and running a gym and like how to manage it. So it's very copycat or blueprinted of what they taught me. So when I am coaching, it's like, because they were both in the military, it's very like military-esque and drilling and like, all right, let's like do the thing. Like, this is what we're doing now. We're gonna do this many reps, blah, blah, blah. So when you're in that space and you get, you know, I haven't had a lot of people teach me things from, well, in this space. I've only had those two really, or that was like the first imprinting. So it's like what I came from, and now you just add a bunch of different things once you start learning from other people.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So
it
I'm
does.
just rambling a little bit.
Well, what you said was that Matt and Sean had a particular way of teaching that was sort of structured, and you use the word blueprinted, and you've been able to glean a lot of the scaffolding there.
Yeah, like it's got the scaffolding, then I apply my own way to
Or
it.
secret sauce.
Yeah.
What is Sam's secret sauce?
You don't want to know.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah. It's a spoonful of mayo, ketchup, tomato sauce.
What are some of the other things that Matt and Sean taught you? Because, I mean, I met Sean once, and that interaction was very valuable to me.
Yep.
In the sense that, you know, one of the things I love doing is having conversations with gym owners, because I feel like generally they're pretty generous with their time, and generally you can get an idea of what their gym's like just based on meeting them.
Yeah.
And as I said, they're in those positions for reasons. And so, as I said, my interaction with Sean was really positive. I got something tangible that I could take away and apply to my own coaching. And I remember at the time, Matt was coaching, and I think I told you the story before, but I walked into the gym and the music was really low, and Matt was just talking, not yelling. He was talking, and people are kind of like
commanding still.
Yeah, people were kind of practicing and doing their things. Like, he wasn't overbearing, but it was, as I said, the first sign of his competence to me was the fact that the music was low.
Yeah.
And that there didn't need to be this like doof 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 to create a vibe, and it felt to me like this guy was a genuine teacher of movement.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
my impressions of those two are really positive, but I'm curious to know what are some of the things
tell their dark secrets.
No, not their dark secrets. You can keep that between you guys, but I'm curious to know what are some of the things intangible and tangible that you learned from those guys?
All of my movement was taught through Matt. Like, I'd never done any Olympic weightlifting or really been taught how to do anything, I guess.
Yeah.
So he was the head coach. Sean was more of the business coach, business manager. Not to say Matt didn't have any part of that. He still did all like a lot of the client onboarding stuff and relationship building there. So I did that with him too. So a lot of this, like, conversation with people, learning how to have a conversation and ask and answer questions that people have, and getting more information out of people. Like when we were downstairs doing the training just before, and I was asking one of the other coaches, like, what does that mean? Like, what does good mean?
Yeah.
What does active
Yeah, that
mean?
was really cool.
Yeah, it's like, I'm trying to get something out of you. I know what that is. You don't, but you're going to say it. And as soon as you say it, I'm like, that's exactly...
Yeah, and then they're creating an association with the sensation.
Yeah,
and
then if it takes like 3 or 4 times and they don't get it, and it's like, well, generally this word can mean this.
Yeah.
And like, oh yeah, it does feel
well,
like that.
Just explain that process to us.
Right.
Like what you did, because I think it was really good.
Yeah. So we were doing squat therapy, teaching people how to squat. And I was looking for the word stable or strong, which means you're just going to have a strong, stable base to squat through. A couple of the guys were just saying like, oh, my hips are really active, my quads are engaged, my glutes are engaged. And I'm like, but what does that mean? Like, you're always active and you're always engaged if you're standing or if you're in a squat. You can do it right or wrong,
Generally, they're words that, sorry to interrupt, but generally they're words that like they might have heard before and associated.
They're like, this is the word he wants to hear.
Yeah, on Squat University,
like
they might hear about these words and go like, oh, that's the word that he attributed to the thing.
Yeah.
That must mean that when I'm getting coached, I have to associate Y word with X result.
Yeah, but what does engaged mean?
Yeah.
Right? Generally, it's going to be a feeling. Engaged can be a feeling, but it's like happening all the time. Stable is more of a feeling than engaged is. So you want the client to feel something when they're doing the thing. They don't know what they're feeling. Maybe they do, or you have to tell them what it is. Like engaged is still a good word. It's just not the right word because it doesn't have a feeling to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, engaged is kind of more, we're getting into semantics a little bit, but engaged is more like, it's more like a generalized description.
Yeah.
Like I'm engaged in conversation with you.
Yeah.
What does that feel like? Well, it feels like Sam doesn't want to do 360s in his chair, which is a good sign. I'm, looking you in the eye. That means, so yeah, to your point, engaged is kind of generic and it's not specific. And I suppose, with the background from Matt and Sean, it sounds like they were very meticulous with when you are coaching, being really specific. And
if you're coaching, you're coaching.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing anything else. That's what you're doing for that hour.
Well, I
or
suppose
however long it is.
Coaching sometimes is a process of identifying what's weak or deficient. And the more specific you are, generally speaking, the better kind of outcome you can provide. Right? It's like we're doing Dylan's program at the moment.
Yeah.
And like we're not doing it 3 times a week. We're not seeking specific adaptation, but it's a generalized body weight strength program that we're going to benefit from.
Yeah.
The more specific we get, like, for you, it might be biasing, pulling strength relative to pushing. For me, it might be just not being such a little bitch, whatever. But as I said, the more specific we kind of get, the more we can address the problem. So to kind of circle right back, this idea that you're cueing a feeling and trying to get specific about what that feeling means essentially allows you to be a more effective coach.
Yeah, like I know what I'm looking for you to be doing. It's different for each person. A good example, the thing I was telling you about maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, the standard as a coach is what you should be upholding your clients to. That's going to change per client. So for someone who may have never squatted before in their life, maybe just doing an empty or no barbell or nothing, just an air squat, is a good start. Whereas someone who's more experienced, their stand maybe like 100, 140 kilos, whatever. Your job as a coach is to get that client to your standard or as close to it as you can, and then step it up and then keep carrying that on until the client surpasses that standard, and then you can't help them anymore.
Has that that kind of like very particular coaching style ever backfired on you, where you're trying to like nail down something that you're looking for specifically, but client for whatever reason has, maybe they become overwhelmed or they're like, no, it's not right? Like, I'm curious to know if it has ever backfired.
They're unable to do the thing, or?
Yeah, I think when I mean backfired, I mean specifically like when you may have, failed to get through to them and they've been pissed off or whatnot. And
I don't know really if it's not entirely like that. Like I've had clients that have no longer wanted to work with me based off life experience or being young. Like I had one lady who was in her mid-50s maybe and had never done anything before, and she was just like, he's too inexperienced. And this was like last year, or maybe the year before. Yeah. So yeah, maybe I was a little bit, but I'd still gone through the same coaching process that I had right now. I just hadn't been coaching for as long. So I don't think I've really had people leave for the reason you were saying, but for other reasons, yeah.
Okay. What are those reasons? Because you're super honest, mate. You're super honest.
Just like mostly the age thing. Yeah. Nothing else really. just the age thing.
So your clients are all ageist.
Yeah.
Damn. Nothing you can do about that
Dude,
either.
I thrive with middle-aged women.
Okay.
Like between the 30 and 45-year-old is my sweet spot.
If you saw Sam, this wouldn't surprise you.
That is my sweet spot. Like, fill my class up with those ladies,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have a great time.
What do you think it is that, like, about those people that you connect with? Because, man, you know what? I have felt the same. I'm like, I do sometimes find it easier to connect with women.
Yeah, I mean,
middle-aged.
like, not that I can connect more with them. It's just, if there's like a class full of guys, it's like, all right, this is gonna be like a bro sesh. We're gonna crack some gross jokes. Like, it's all gonna be like locker room chat. Nothing can leave this room. When you're with another age group, or for example, the middle-aged women, then it's like, it's just a different experience for them, and you can still connect with all of them. It's just gonna be on a different way. Like, you're gonna be a bit more gentle, maybe. You're gonna try and charm a little bit, like just like
yeah,
flirting in air quotes.
Yeah.
It's just like fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna play music they like. You're gonna meet them on their level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, this is what I'm like really conscious about in my own kind of coaching now. Is like, I've been a little bit obsessive about the details, but now all I'm trying to do is really just meet someone where they're at and connect with them, and make sure that they enjoy me being around.
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm at in my coaching now. Where, as I said, I've kind of
You want
stripped back
someone
all
who's
the
going to come
details.
back to you because you're a good coach.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter
Well,
what
I've
the
stripped
things
back
they're
all
doing.
the details, and I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, I know this about this, and I know that about that. But really, what I'm trying to do is make sure that we resonate energetically.
Yeah.
And that can mean whatever you want it to mean. Like, you can go as esoteric as you want, or you can go as simple as like, she's having a bad day, so I'm going to have a bad day with it.
Yeah.
Like something simple like that. But that is pretty much where I'm focusing all of my intention now. Just be a likable person, enjoy having people around me. And I mean, as I said, that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone into all the detail stuff, but it sounds like you were able to kind of integrate that in a really organic way. You kind of learn that, not by accident, but implicitly.
Yeah, just through what has, gone on in life. You learn all these skills. Obviously, everyone's life experience is different, but also, even though it may be the same experience, you're going to learn something different from it per person. Luck of the draw, I guess, maybe, or who you are, or how you think about things.
Man, it's interesting that like the podcast is going down this route, because in this same podcast I was listening to this morning, this coach was talking about the whole ages thing, right? And how he generally biases an older coach, but he specifically does that because older people have gone through generally more hardships. Well, I think he said because young coaches haven't been down on their knees, and he meant it like they haven't been, royally
served.
And because they haven't, there's this sort of invisible barrier.
Yeah, it's like I'm the indestructible thing.
Yeah,
it's
well,
like
you
young people think they're indestructible.
And you can't meet someone where they're at, like, because, as I said, what this coach was explaining was that...
What do you mean you can't do a ring muscle up? Why not?
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's part of it,
Yeah.
right? It's like, well, you haven't had...
Have you tried?
Yeah.
Have you tried trying?
It's all that, man. But it's like, you can't... Well, the example he gave as well, it's like, say we have a really hard workout.
Yeah.
Everyone's expected to go hard. But then you got like Jenny, who's had 2 hours of sleep and a screaming baby all night. It's like, as a young person, you don't understand that. You can never meet Jenny where she's at.
No, you don't know that feeling.
And it's not to say you have to have kids to know that feeling, but it's to say that you have to have been really brought down to that level to...
But you can understand that feeling
Yeah.
from different things.
Where do you think you get that ability from? Like, are there specific experiences that you've had that allow you to empathize with Jenny with 2 hours of sleep and 4 kids, or, someone going through, coming out of a period of severe alcoholism, Are there certain experiences that you draw on, unconsciously maybe, that help you relate to those people?
I feel like it's just being a nice person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if it's from experience. Like, you just want to... Yeah, you've had 2 hours of sleep and a screaming kid. I'm not a dickhead. I'm not going to make you smash yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
No dickhead policy. My dad thought of that. I don't think he thought of that. It's probably a general thing.
Nah, he probably came up with
He
it.
came up with
He
it. My
definitely
dad
did.
came up
Give
with
him
the no
credit.
dickhead
Give him
policy.
credit. What's his name?
I'm going to name drop Stephen Halmarick.
Mate,
Yeah.
the inventor
Legend.
of the no dickhead policy.
Among others.
You heard it here first.
No dickhead policy. And also the play up, show up rule.
Go
Play
on.
up, show up rule is great. If you, essentially it's like do the crime, do the time. So if you're going to fuck around and do something, you're still going to show up and do the thing anyway.
Nice.
Which can be, coming back to this context of Jenny with 2 hours of sleep and a screaming kid,
Mm-hmm.
she didn't play up, right? This experience happened. She's had 2 hours of sleep, but she's still shown up and she's doing the thing. How intensely she's doing that is going to be subjective.
You know, you've heard of Kenny Kane, haven't you?
No.
Dude, Matt and Sean, well, I know Matt froths Kenny.
Yeah?
As I said, I'm like, of course, I'm talking to you about this, but Kenny Kane owns this gym over in Los Angeles called CrossFit LA, and he came up with the mastery method, which is like this idea that 60% of your workout days are practice, 30% are competition days, and 10% are mental toughness.
Yeah.
And like I said, I remember talking to
Mental
Sean about
toughness
this.
workouts are great.
I remember talking to Sean about this, and he's like, Matt wants to go overseas to do the Craftsman's Workshop, which is like this intensive that they do at Kenny's gym. And I've been referencing this coach, who is Kenny Kane, who Matt will know, and you will know, maybe not by name, but just by the way that Matt
maybe
operates. Did you incorporate that? Did Accelerate incorporate that programming model kind of thing?
The like 60%
Practice, competition, mental
Yep.
toughness. Yeah.
We mechanics, consistency, intensity.
Yeah.
So there would be 2 of each per week, 6 training days, and then Sunday was just like a whatever. If people want to come in on Sunday, then it was like bodybuilding and strongman or something.
So there would be days specifically said mechanics day or
Cool.
Cool. Very cool.
So 2 mechanics days a week, 2 consistency days a week, and 2 intensity days a week.
Spell those out from a programming perspective. So if just say you
Programming, my favorite.
just say, let's take a program. I don't know. Let's take Helen for example.
Mm-hmm.
Helen program on a mechanics day, a consistency day, and an intensity day. How do those
Intensity.
differ?
Oh, okay.
If you were
I
to
see, I
take that
understand.
same workout,
Yeah.
but apply it to a different day, walk us through that.
So, for a mechanics day, a definition or my definition of a mechanics day, you're building up your strength, you're building up really good positions, everything's really good quality. You're trying to be the biggest base of strength you can get to take you through different things.
Yep.
So, for a workout like Helen, 400 meter run, 21 kettlebell swings, 12 pull-ups, 3 rounds. Probably do strict pull-ups.
Mm-hmm.
The kettlebell swings, maybe break it up into different sets with weight, with a heavier weight, and then the run can just be used as like a, you're working on running skill.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it
Or
as,
even an active recovery.
Yeah, maybe you do it as an EMOM.
Yeah.
So you're doing, you got that work volume and you break it up into different components. Like you're doing a 30-minute EMOM.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know if that math works out, but
Yeah.
we'll say it does. And you're doing strict pull-ups, kettlebell swings, and a run
Yeah.
in one component.
I love it.
That could also be consistency though.
Mm-hmm.
It's what the programmer or the coach gives as an intention of that thing.
Yeah.
For a consistency, make it easier. You just add like a minute rest or 2 minutes rest at the end of each
And
round.
you say, hit each
Yeah.
round.
You want to finish each round within 3 to 4 minutes.
Love
You're
it.
going to get a minute or 2 minutes rest after
Yeah.
each round.
Yeah.
You're going to try and finish the next round in the same time and then the next one again. Intensity, you're just going to fucking hammer it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Go as hard as you can. Fly off the pull-up bar.
Yeah.
Get back up.
Yeah.
Finish your reps. Go on that run.
Yeah.
Keep going.
You explained that perfectly, I reckon.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a great example of how a workout like Helen, which is a standard workout, can be contextualized differently based on the day. And I used to work at a CrossFit gym as well. And when I started working there, which I was there for about 18 months, but at the start, I was super obsessed with this Kenny Kane mastery method.
Mm-hmm.
And so throughout the coaches meetings and conversations with the gym owner, I was like, we've got to incorporate this practice, competition, and mental toughness model. And we did. And we had growing pains. Like, I think that not everyone understood what those words meant.
Yeah.
And because as a coaching group, we didn't understand fully, the members didn't understand. So there was a little bit of a lack of buy-in from the members' perspective, which once again came back to us as coaches for not really understanding it. But I fell in love with that method because I genuinely see that as the most appropriate way to train.
Mm-hmm.
And as an experienced trainer, you kind of are doing that without realizing it.
Yeah.
Like if you were to hit Helen at intensity Monday through to Saturday, you would, you know, your elbows would be blown up by Wednesday.
Probably get injured. Yeah.
Exactly right. And as trainers, it's kind of or as coaches, to use that word, it's sort of our responsibility to guide people in the way that we best believe they need to be guided. But more importantly, give them permission to be like, Jenny, you had 2 hours sleep. You don't need to fuck yourself up today. I found myself saying that a lot more. The more I've coached, the more I say it.
Yeah.
When I was a younger coach, it was the opposite. It was like, get after it, like keep going. And I think that for me is one of the hallmarks of a mature coach, when it's like the amount of times the mature coach tells someone to slow down as opposed to go faster.
Yeah. Control yourself a little bit. Maybe take some weight off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it takes...
Or people that are like, I've got an injured shoulder. I'm going to try it anyway. And I'm like, no, you're not. You're not. I'd rather you do this. Well, it's up to you.
There's
but
two
I would
elements.
suggest doing this.
There's two elements, right? There's the first element, which is like, you say, no, don't do that. And then someone's like, no, I'm going to do it anyway. So there's like ignorance from the trainee's perspective.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are in the boat of they feel bad for doing something differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, like, you know, I'm sure you've had this conversation with a client, but they might come up to you looking all forlorn and like, Sam, man, I'm just really tired today. And it's like, you can see the guilt in their eyes.
Yeah.
And they just don't want to fuck themselves up. And you're like, dude, it's fine.
Just put the arm around the shoulder.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't know if that happens enough in gyms. Say, if we're referencing CrossFit.
Definitely
CrossFit
not
specifically,
in CrossFit. No,
right?
Definitely not.
I remember working at another gym, and it had this culture of like, the gym that I was working at, the classes that I was seeing, 90% of them were middle-aged women. They literally just wanted to be there to chat with each other.
Yeah.
But they were doing this like competitive program, and they all thought they had to do the competitive program. And I'm like, as I said, they just want to chat with each other and hang out. And this competitive program was, they were chatting and hanging out, but they were getting beat up.
Yeah.
Shoulders are sore, this is sore.
Everything's sore.
And I came in, and from the outside looking in, you would look at these classes and go like, the quality of this has gone way down because they're not even doing the thing anymore. But I judge them to need the chat and the thing, because that's why they're here for.
Yeah.
To get a bit sweaty, but also
to move a little bit, but also
not to have beat
hang
up
out with
shoulders,
their mates for an hour,
you know,
and have a chat.
And so I think this, once again, to circle right back to this whole kind of programming model, ideally you get everyone on the same page.
Yeah.
Ideally you've got 6% of the time, 30%, 10%, because then you can actually sort of lead and structure things properly. But I do think a coach should be able to make adjustments on the fly on an intensity day to go, John, it's consistency day for you today because of whatever reason.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you want to stick to what the thing is as much as possible within reason. Like, if someone's coming in and it's their 7th, 8th session for the week and it's Tuesday and they're not used to doing that, and you're like, maybe we'll just like chill a little bit, do this as like an active recovery, or you send them home.
Yeah. You ever done that?
No, I've never sent anyone home. I have said, I don't want to see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Or I don't want to see you next week.
Yeah.
Like, take a week off, take a couple of days off.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
it helps.
It does
if they do it.
Yeah.
It helps.
It does. It's a very privileged position to come from, because it's like,
so what do you mean you don't want me to come to the gym?
Yeah, I think the fear is, it's like, if you're a business owner, you're like, oh, I'm going to lose a customer.
Yeah.
But what you know about training now, it's like, well, you're not saying this to lose a customer. You're saying this because you have their best interests at heart.
That's the most important thing is you have the client's best interest for that client.
Yeah.
In whatever you're telling them to do. Like, I'm telling you to do this because it's in your best interest. That is going to be different from person to person. Yeah. So trying to get everyone in this cookie cutter program does not work.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Matt was doing Programming Accelerate, and then you took it over. Is that right?
Yeah, he was teaching me how to do it, and then I ended up we were like week to week, and then I ended up taking it over for a bit.
Your programming is obviously similar to Matt's, I'm imagining, because he kind of taught you.
Yeah.
But how does it differ? Not to go back to Sam's special sauce, but I am interested to know, how do you draw from your training and all of your experiences to put that little unique twist on things?
Mostly things that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, I programmed things that I wanted to do within the confines, it's not the right word for it, but the confines of what the program is supposed to be at the time. So Matt and I would go figure out what the next program or the next cycle is for 12 to 16, 18 weeks. Okay, we're doing this, like a back squat cycle. All the mechanics days are going to have some sort of back squat cycle or accessory work to do with the back squat in there. That gets planned out pretty ahead of time. Then the other workouts, we'd figure out what else we wanted. Maybe we needed some high skill gymnastics.
Is this all based on like where you believe people are deficient?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then there's an element of like, put this in there because it's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So just getting a bunch of elements that we think people need, or maybe we haven't worked on in a while, or have just like pushed to the side a little bit. And then we just write the workouts a week before. So my difference, I guess, would be, things that I enjoyed doing, and also someone that's a little bit fresher into programming still has that life in their eyes and enjoyment for it.
100%.
Yeah, because
it's a thing.
It's definitely. A thing. If you're writing a program every single week for 7-8 years, that's a lot of programming.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So you're bringing a little bit of that youth.
Yeah. Still full of piss and vinegar, ready to rip in and just do everything.
Here's the thing as well, right? You said about what stuff you enjoy, and I think that to some people comes across as a bit selfish, but I disagree with that now, because what we talked about before, Dylan's program, is it a good program for us? Yes, it is, because it's like, of course we need a bit more strength. Just because
the point of a program is to enjoy it. Yes, it's to get goals, but if it's not enjoyable, you're not going to do it. I'd argue if I enjoy it, someone else in the gym is going to enjoy it too.
100%. But it's like, everyone needs everything. What I mean by that is, it's like, a generalist program is going to work.
Yeah.
In a general way.
Thing. Yeah.
So it's like, you can do anything and it would kind of work. And so to your point about what you enjoy and what's interesting, that sort of maintains the zest of the program. So you as a programmer enjoy doing it. And so what? Like if Tom isn't working on the second pull in his snatch because that's the thing he needs, but he's still going to benefit from doing a program that you find interesting and that a lot of people find interesting.
Yeah, and through the whole program, like I'm not saying I'm programming ring muscle ups every single day.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe once a week. And then the other gymnastics day will be handstand push-ups or a wall climb or whatever. You're still going to get 90% of what you need to be doing in that program.
Yep.
And then maybe the next week get the other 10% plus whatever else is left over.
Yeah, well, that's my trip to the US. I was spending some time in this gym. Michael, they program on the day. They rock up in the morning.
That's a way to do it too. So,
see how everyone
what do we want
feels,
to do today?
Pretty much. But it's mainly what Michael wants to do.
Yeah.
And it's mainly what Michael finds interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But the stuff that Michael's interested in, most everyone is as well.
Yeah.
Like, what was it recently? They did an endurance block, and it was like, we need to touch on endurance again. Michael's like, yeah, I need that. And so everyone does. But by extension, the endurance block wasn't because Michael was specifically brought into it. It was because one of their members wanted to do high rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, one person wanted to do high rocks, but they did an endurance block
Yeah.
for that person specifically, but everyone got better at endurance.
Yeah.
And it's like, as I said, I think someone immature looking from the outside might go like, that's just selfish.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, it's not. It's interesting and it's fun and it works. It's kind of simple.
Yeah.
When I get overawed by the programming stuff, I generally revisit the, what do I find fun?
Yeah. Yeah. What do I want to do?
Exactly.
Sometimes you just want to do bench press and bicep curls
100%.
on a day.
And that's,
Other times you want to snatch.
Yeah.
Other times you want to like that workout we did last week.
yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
That's why, based on our conversations in the past, it's like, CrossFit is fun, man.
Yeah.
It really is fun. Is it the most progressively appropriate program all day, every day? No.
But nothing is.
Nothing is.
No.
And that's
Nothing
kind
is
of the
perfect
irony.
program, yeah.
That's the kind of
Everyone
irony.
thinks their programming is perfect.
Yeah.
Probably not.
But is it fun? Is
Yeah.
it interesting? Yes, it is those things.
Yeah.
It is.
Are you having a good time?
Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
It's really simple when you kind of like get down to the nuts and bolts. And you said it earlier in the conversation, but like coaching kids or coaching adults is like coaching kids. Everyone just kind of wants to have fun,
Yeah.
you know? And once again, if we're looking at that statement from the outside, you go, well, like Sam and Serge don't know anything. But it's like, well,
These fucking kids.
we've done it long enough now, which is not that long relatively, but enough now to know that the fundamental elements of like coaching are pretty simple, but you have to get lost in the details, you know, figure out some things and then come back to where
Yeah.
you were at the start and go, oh dude, like we just want to have some fun here.
Yeah. I mean, figuring out all those details and then not being able to give all those details every single time you're coaching.
100%.
No one wants to be standing in a room listening to you talk about, you know, the first pull of a snatch for 10 minutes. They're like, all right, we're only going to practice going from the shins to the knees today.
Have
Like,
you ever done
fuck
that?
yeah.
Have you ever done that?
For like while I'm coaching?
Yeah.
Nah.
Never. Dude, I got like,
I
got lost
did
in the weeds a little
I did
bit
it
there.
here a couple of weeks ago on the mastery ladders.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, everyone's going to do level 1 today. We're just sticking with that. And some people were on like level 6 or 7 of what they were. It was like a chin up and a push up, or ring row and a push up. But we all started on level 1, and everyone's doing a front support hold for 60 seconds, and everyone was doing banded rows, seated banded rows. They still got a good workout out of it. Maybe they weren't practicing a skill that they had been doing before, but they got some good strength work. They had a good time.
Yeah.
And they learned how hard it is to do a front support hold for 60
Yeah,
seconds.
for sure.
4 times.
Yeah, well, my example was specifically like when you learn a new thing and you want to implement that in the class, but then you realize it's only relevant to 10% of the people.
Yeah.
After the fact, but you're like drilling it. You're like, you need to learn this. I used to believe in CrossFit that everyone should be striving to the highest manifestation of skill. I don't believe that anymore.
Yeah.
Because it's like the point of someone's workout is to experience the stimulus. And the stimulus is related to a specific feeling. Like if you're doing an endurance stimulus, you want people to feel like they've puffed and sweated, but they could keep going if they wanted to.
Yeah.
If it's a interval workout on bikes and it's got a gymnastics component, but you're like, the stimulus is, you know, anaerobic capacity, so moving fast and hard, you don't want them to be striving to the highest manifestation of a gymnastics option because they're gonna miss the sensation.
You
of
look at
what
a
we're
really
searching
hard
for.
workout. I can't remember what the name of this one is. Maybe you remember. It's 975 of ring muscle ups and snatches. At
Yeah, I know which
135.
one. I know which one you're
can't
talking
remember
about.
the name of it.
I don't. Is it Isabel?
No, Isabel's just 30 snatches.
Okay. I know we've done it.
Yeah,
And
I can't remember the name
It was
of it.
really cool.
Yeah.
But it's a great example of
If you
really
take that workout, probably one of the hardest gymnastics movements skill-wise to learn, and the hardest weightlifting movement to learn skill-wise as well. You have to do 9 ring muscle ups and then 9 snatches at 60 kilos, and then 7 and 7 and then 5 and 5. How are we going to scale that for Jenny is at 2 hours sleep?
Well, the question that I
And
always
has never
start
done a
with
muscle up.
is how is that workout meant to feel?
Yeah.
How long is it meant to take?
Sub 10.
Sub 10? How's it meant to feel?
Hard.
Hard.
Very hard. You should be working the whole time.
Mm-hmm. You should not be standing under the rings for 5 minutes trying to get a muscle up.
Yeah.
That's not the point of that workout.
Yeah.
It
If you're
can be,
only doing 3 muscle ups out of the 9 and that's the workout,
it can be on a
that's not the
mechanics
point of the
day. It
workout.
can be on a mechanics day. But generally, the way that CrossFit benchmark workouts are programmed, they're for intensity.
yeah.
If that workout was programmed on mechanics day, you might scale the volume of the muscle ups down and you would take some intentional rest prior to.
Yeah.
But as I said, for most people, it's like you don't want to be standing up under those rings, looking up at them going, fuck man, like I don't know if I'm going to get one. Because you missed the stimulus.
Yeah.
I made this mistake when I first started training actually in CrossFit because like, probably like you, I was like, I just need to get jacked and strong and big. Like I'm a pretty small guy. Like the weights, the RX weights are decent. Like I need to put more weight on the bar, move slower for that reason, because I'm resting to lift the weight. But I did that for, a year and a half, and I got a bit stronger, but I think I really missed the point of the programming. And I feel like if I was doing the programming as it was written, as it was meant to be written, as it was meant to be felt, I anticipate that I would have been better off.
Yeah. It may have taken longer. It definitely would have taken longer, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But you would have gotten more growth potential out of it.
Matt strikes me as someone like, when he programs something, he's like specific about what he wants people
We're not
to feel.
programming for ring muscle ups tomorrow. We're programming for ring muscle ups in a year. Maybe not a year, maybe like 6 months.
Yeah.
But you get the idea. You're not going to get this thing tomorrow. It's just not feasible. Maybe in a year. Yeah.
Are you really picky with gyms now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the gold standard. And now it's like every other gym I go to, it's like, ooh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Without naming names, how's the one you're currently training at?
I really like it. I mean, I don't really need the coaching from it.
Yeah.
They're nice owners and they're nice people.
Yep.
And they're good coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really fun space. And they get the programming from Proven, so they don't write the program. It's good.
Yeah.
I like training there.
When you say they're good coaches, what do you mean?
They're very good at meeting you where you're at.
Cool.
Yeah, which is what we've spoken about.
Yeah.
Like they know everyone's at different levels. They just want everyone to have a good time.
Yeah.
They know the area is not a competitive CrossFit athlete area. It's just people that are, midlife that just want to keep moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have you been coached there? Just out of curiosity. You said you didn't feel like necessarily needed it. I know you didn't mean arrogantly. I know you meant it like from your background and everything, but has there been things that have surprised you? Have you taken away and gone, you know what, that's really cool?
So not so much from like a movement point of view, maybe more from like a strength point of view, as in they're testing a 5 rep max back squat. I've never done a 5 rep max back squat before, and I joined in like halfway through their program. So they're like, oh, this is based off, it's 80% of your 5 rep max back squat. I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck that is. Well, what's your 1 rep max?
Yeah.
And like, well, 1 rep max, so a 5 rep max is generally supposed to be like this, and it's like 100 kilos or something. So all right, I'll just stick with that.
Yeah.
And it felt pretty right.
Yeah.
So understanding that knowledge and learning that a little bit more.
Yeah, so you've been guided effectively.
Yeah.
It's not just like kind of figure it out, which I've been guilty of in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, figure it out, feel it out.
Yeah. Should feel like a 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's funny, isn't it? Like the RPE scale is meant to, like I incorporate into my coach because I'm like, it's a way better metric. But it's like to your point about, what's 8 feel like?
Yeah.
It's like saying you want an engaged back squat.
Yeah.
You want an 8 out of 10. You're like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Like an 8 out of 10 for what?
Yeah.
For this weight, or like what I'm getting to, or...
Here's a challenge. Describe what an 8 out of 10 back squat feels
You
like.
should be able to do 2 more reps.
Okay.
After the 8.
Reps in reserve is good. What about specifically how it feels?
No idea.
Yeah. It's a
feels
hard
like
one.
your head's gonna pop.
It's a hard one,
Yeah,
isn't it?
It is.
I would describe...
Because it's gonna feel differently for me and you.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, you're right. And here's where you go, like, as a coach, I've been hesitant to draw on my experience because I'm like, it's irrelevant because you have your own experience. However,
Yeah.
your experience is the only experience you can draw from.
Yeah.
And actually guiding people from that place of like, here's what I've done. It may not apply to you, but you might be able to glean something in that.
Yeah.
I'll describe an 8 out of 10 back squat as it feels very challenging to maintain my position, but doable.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm erring towards a precipice of movement breakdown,
Yep.
but I know that I won't. Like there's a certain rigidity there, and it's not enough to cause that. I would say that I'm gritting my teeth, and I'm taking fairly consistent bracing breaths, although I'm not panicking.
Yeah.
That's how I would describe an 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Which is a lot of words to tell people.
It is, isn't it?
When you're trying to get them all to do it. You've got like 15 to 20 people trying to all do it at the same time.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I mean,
which is fine. Sometimes that's fine.
I'm generally going to
And I know
bias
you're just explaining it to me, but if it was in a class environment,
yeah,
that was like 3 minutes of talking.
Yeah.
On one thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah. Yeah. You can like.
But again, it's like the context, right?
2 reps in reserve, but even then, it's like.
How do I know I can do 2 more reps?
Yeah, and how do you know your ceiling?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you know the ceiling until you hit it?
Yeah. One of the things that I've found compared to like working off percentages in RPE, for me at least, is I know I can 9 times out of 10 stick to my percentage, and it generally feels the same as what an RPE is. That's pretty much the way it works. Like, the reason that some people may not do a percentage is be like, oh, well, I had the really shit sleep last night, or it's the end of the week, or I'm super stressed, and all these other external factors. The external factors are always going to be there, whether you're doing the thing or not. Just how well can you deal with them, and how well can you apply yourself to either your percentage or what this feels like on a day. And yeah, maybe you don't have to stick to the percentage on that day, and it's just, you're throwing that day away and just moving for the day. Yeah. An attendance day.
That's another good one.
Just an attendance day.
Consistency and tendency.
Yeah. An attendance day. Yeah. I'm just coming to the gym today. Not here to be a hero.
I do like that model. I think it's cool. Here's what I understand about percentages. This is what Michael, guy over in the US, was kind of teaching, not me specifically, but just generally about this idea of strength. He's like, a lot of those programs like the Wendler and what's the Smolov, and like all these like well-known strength programs, the percentages are based on juiced up Russians.
Yeah.
So it's like, his point was that they're generally not relevant. Mm-hmm. They're like, to describe them as guidelines is probably lofty. They're goals.
Yeah.
Because, as I said, these are the percentages that juiced up Russian athletes found to be effective.
Scaling again, right? Like even scaling on mechanics day. Right, we're doing 4 sets of 2 back squats at 90% of your 1 rep max. If you can't get to that, then we're just going to scale it back to what you can do today. Or maybe build up to 90% for the last set or whatever.
And I think where most of us get mistaken is like, say even a young coach might go, the percentages of the points.
So this is the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be done this way.
Exactly.
Everything has to be done this way.
But by harping on the percentages, I think you're creating an association in the client's mind that that's the thing that's going to get me to change.
Yeah.
But it's inaccurate. And man, I've become privy to how much of coaching and standards and guidelines and this and that is all really arbitrary.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, at least in my eyes, where I'm at now, it's just about relating to people.
Yeah.
Like it's about, and this is what Kenny was talking about in this podcast, it's like the psycho-emotional connection. And that's why he biases an older coach, right? It's like generally an 18-year-old kid, even though he can hit percentages and do mad ring muscle ups, doesn't have the emotional intelligence to relate to someone on that level that they need to be able to relate to them on. So anyway, that's how I kind of see coaching. And I think you're in agreement with that. But what's really cool as well is that you've kind of come from this background where it's like, at least Matt and Sean, like you said, they're from the military. So I assume there's a certain logic and structure applied in that mindset. But it seems over the years anyway, Matt, and by extension, you have developed these kind of softer skills.
Yeah.
And
It's just like people skills.
people skills.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can say one is more important than the other. My opinion would generally be the softer skills, but I only say that because I bias the hard skills for a long time.
Yeah. Like I said, you only need to know 1% more than the person you're coaching. So I think I agree, the softer skills are more important. Like, you want to provide that experience and feeling for people, as well as being able to tell them how to do a thing.
And then I think when you do get that person who's like, you're level 10 and they're level 10, and it's like, then you go and apply some hard skills and do some like training and figuring stuff out so you can be level 11 and then continue to, you know, nurture them from a people perspective and then get them up to your technical proficiency again.
Yeah.
Right? Very
Yeah.
cool. Is there anything else that Sammy feels obliged to talk about?
I don't think so. We covered a lot.
We did.
You got any more questions?
I always have questions, man. I always have questions. But the programming stuff really interests me. And
Yeah,
like I
me
said,
too.
because you have that background with Matt and Sean, and because I know that Matt's been influenced by Kenny,
Yeah.
I think we resonate on a lot of those sort of programming messages. And I mean, funny because, you know, you're here now at Jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And I suppose there is an element where you have had to relearn a lot of different aspects of it, because I mean, this programming model that we're talking about is applied in a CrossFit context.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's no carryover, but I do think that when you do step into a different model such as this one, there is a necessity to kind of like relearn a few things.
Yeah,
is
for
that
sure.
accurate?
Yeah, definitely. I think the model can still apply in the way that, you know, a bodyweight class or a lift class can be seen as a mechanic session. You're working on skill. Or an S&M class, is going to be more of intensity.
Yeah.
It's just a different name for it.
Yeah.
Everything's the fucking same.
Yeah.
It's just a different
it's
thing.
arbitrary, man.
Training is training.
It's all arbitrary. Make sure
There's-
people are having fun.
You want to make sure people are having fun. You want to make sure they're moving closer towards the goal that you are there to facilitate for them. And yeah, just do the damn thing.
How long were you a zookeeper?
2 years.
Damn.
Yeah. 2 years.
What's the coolest part about being a zookeeper?
We got bit by a snake on purpose. I asked to get bitten by a snake.
Okay.
Because I wanted to know what it felt like.
What type of snake?
Just this little python. It was small. I'll show you the photos after. I have a photo of the bite mark, and it's just like this. It's like a 50-cent coin maybe, and it's just like,
By 50-cent coin, you mean like a massive one?
yeah, like
Like,
a really, you know, like
when you
those
show me
really
the
big
photos-
chocolate ones.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's like
Huge.
wrapping my arm around.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like tiny.
Almost fell off.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah. So I chose to be bitten by a snake because
Nice.
I wanted to know what it felt like.
Yeah. And that,
It was fine.
did it bring you to your knees,
No,
metaphorically?
Metaphorically, no, it didn't.
But it helped you understand pain a little bit more so you can
It
empathize
helped me
with Jenny.
It helped me
2 kids.
understand overcoming a fear
Very cool.
because I wanted to know what it felt like so I could work with them.
Is that the inspiration behind like the tiger tattoo as well?
Yeah, that was the first animal I worked with at the zoo. The first day, and they're like, we don't generally do this, but we kind of have to.
Okay.
So like,
Are they like short-staffed or something?
yeah, pretty much.
The last one got eaten.
Yeah, they're like, we generally don't do this because of that. It was the first animal I worked with on my first day there.
Very cool.
I remember they were like, don't make eye contact with it, just walk past into the exhibit. They were off exhibit, in their behind scenes like dens. And it was like, walk past, there's this little gate that they can see you through, don't look at it. I looked at it, and straight away it just like stood up, smacked the cage, and like started growling. And I was like, holy fuck, this is sick. And yeah, overcoming that period too, I guess.
Wow. Why'd you leave zookeeping? I know we're going like full circle here, but like it sounds like a really... I mean, you obviously left because you love this.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
I really
know
love that
nothing
too.
about it. I know nothing
Yeah.
about it, and I'm fascinated to hear, you know, how people end up in that, and then the fact that you were that, and then you're another thing
Chosen
now.
something else.
Yeah.
you don't, as a less experienced keeper or like a casual, you don't get, it's not everything that people think
Fair
it
enough.
is.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you're working with animals and you're doing a lot for them. You're probably only working with the animal itself for like an hour to 2 hours of the day.
Yeah.
You're there most of your work is done before the zoo opens. So from like 5:30 to 8:30 in the morning.
This is at Taronga?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got a lot of the afternoon off as well.
Is it kind of like, I went to Sydney Aquarium a few months ago and they were randomly picking up people in the aquarium to come feed the sharks.
Yeah.
And they took us to this sort of above the tanks, and there was a little walkway, and we, handful of stuff and threw it in. Is that kind of what it's like? What I mean by that is it's like, it's not as glorious as people imagine.
Yeah.
It's kind of like just
the guest experience is very different because, again, you're trying to make an experience for people. So it's sort of similar to that, but also not. The more so the reason I left is because I didn't agree with some of the ways they handled like casual people. Like,
Fair enough.
I had to go through another interview process to do the same thing that I was already doing, and there was the risk that I wouldn't get it, or I'd be transferred to another part of the zoo.
Sure.
And I was like, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the one, I know what I'm doing here. You'd have to train up this person to do the thing, and it's just how we do it. It's like, I don't want to do it that way. See ya.
It seems to me that what I'm hearing you say without actually saying it is that you like to maybe work closely with the people that you're working with, like being paid by. And so, as I said, this is just a guess, but as I said, it seems that you like having an intimate relationship with the business owner. It's like there's some
Trying to
back
get
and
in their
forth.
pocket so I can have my way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. No, I would.
But it's because
Yeah.
you're working in a big system before, and like they had all this bureaucracy and logistic and whatnot.
Yeah.
And some people it's great because it gives them a bit of stability and understanding. But it seems to me that your personality is one whereby you're like, no, like I want to be in the know because I want to have some influence over the
Yeah, like
direction
I
of
like
this
working
company.
with these people. This is a part that I'm interested in, and I want to help continue that. Like, I don't want to run the risk of not being part of that anymore, which eventually is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Or going into something else where I sort of have to start from zero again.
Do you reckon you're starting from zero now, like since making this transition to jungle?
Nah, not from zero.
Okay.
Nah, I had a relationship with them before.
Yep.
Matt and Sean went to the same business coaching that Joey went to.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how they know each other.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like going to another home.
Yeah.
Sort of, yeah.
Maybe one more question. What have you had to unlearn since being in jungle? Unlearn.
What have I had to unlearn?
It could be anything, like from a programming perspective, from a personal perspective, from a client perspective. Like, is there anything that really sticks out and you go, man, like that worked at Accelerate, but this is not flying at jungle?
Nothing I can think of right now, to be honest.
Cool.
I think everything that I learnt there has been able to be applied here.
Yeah, it's transferable.
Yeah, it's transferable. Yeah. Maybe there are some skills that I haven't used yet, or some things that I haven't done yet, but I'm sure if I end up doing them, then it will be pretty similar.
I hope Matt and Sean hear this podcast.
Yeah, we've been
So we've
talking
given
about
a
them a
massive
lot. I'm
raps,
going
eh?
to tell them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell them.
Well, if it helps, grows the audience from 2 to 4.
people. Yeah, that's doubling right there.
We've just experienced 100% growth.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like you putting on 50% of your body weight between 18 to 22.
Yeah. Fuck, I never even thought about 50%. That's hectic.
That's hectic, bro.
That's hectic, yeah.
And we can have that same effect on this podcast. A 50% growth in our audience overnight if you just tell Matt and Sean to
I
listen.
just tell 2 people to listen to it. Plus my dad, I name dropped him too.
You
I'll
did.
get him to listen as well.
Mate, tag him on Instagram. Get everyone around it.
Yeah.
I love it. This has
How
been
good.
awesome, bro. I think I'm going to have you back on. We
Yeah,
can talk
we'll do more programming and stuff.
Yeah, more programming.
We'll do a whole zookeeping episode.
Yeah, a
We can do
zookeeping
that.
episode. There's a lot of shit that we can cover, but appreciate you making time, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, bro. We'll speak soon.
Yeah.